I'm Mari Silby, Senior Editor with Light Reading, here with Yvette Kanouff of Cisco. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
Hi, Mari. Great to see you.
Yes, likewise. So CES is a big gadget show, and we know that. And every year we come to see all of the new connected devices and how our fridge is going to talk to us, as well as all the big screen TVs and all of those things. But what is it that Cisco brings to the table in terms of connecting all of these devices, and how do we make that scale, given just the volume and increases that we are seeing?
It's true. You see this traffic explosion, and everyone loves thinking of the devices that are going to make that traffic grow. But then you think, how is it all going to connect? How is it all going to be secure? And how is it all going to be managed in a really simple way, right? Especially for all of us individuals, where it's difficult sometimes for many people to just manage their own household Wi-Fi, right? So it's a big challenge. So that's where we play. That's where Cisco shines.
Right. And how does that, where does automation fit into that from the perspective of, as things get more complicated, there's only so much that human beings can do to make all of these things work and to make individual decisions. So how do you bring automation in to simplify that process and to make this work at scale?
You're so right to focus on that, because as we think about the connect and secure and manage, right, people look at Cisco and they think, oh, about that connection, and we build routers and we build optical gear and all of this, network connectivity gear, but it's that last thing about managing that's so important. If the networks are going to continue to grow, it can't grow at the same pace with people. We have to automate our tools. We have to simplify our network. And the biggest thing is we have to use things like machine learning and artificial intelligence to have systems understand and learn from mistakes and understand how to self-heal. So automation is all about taking a network, making it intelligent, using telemetry, but creating a self-healing and a self-managing network as much as possible. So that's what we're in the midst of really leading, and it's really exciting.
Yeah. So I'm a cable girl, that's my background, and I want to talk specifically about how automation is coming to the cable access space, because Cisco's doing a lot of interesting things around Remote PHY, and you're branding it SmartFly, but also how, as you're distributing more of those access pieces out farther into the network, there's an automation piece to that too. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Right, and the reason that we call it SmartFly is because you think about it, the more that we're moving IP deeper and deeper into the network, the more that we can do deeper into the network. So you look at where we are, where the PHY sits, and we can now put intelligence there as to where it is that you're going to connect to. So you could have, for example, a traditional CMTS, and you could be looking and talking to that CMTS, and then you could say, I have a cloud CMTS and I want to be able to go there. So SmartFly allows you to do selection, it allows you to do that telemetry. So there's a whole automation and telemetry and management aspect that goes deeper into the network than ever before. It's really, really neat.
It is, and I look at sort of the big sky picture and where we're headed, as I'm sure you do too. I guess the question is, how do we get from here to there? And it feels like there's a lot of messy work to be done in the interim.
It's an exciting time though, because remember when we had super trunks and we went to IP networks and we said, okay, it's a lot of work, but wow, was it worth it, right? And that's the way I think about what it is that we're doing to move intelligence deeper and deeper into the network. We'll do a piece at a time. So for example, take cloud CMTS. You'll put it next to a hardware-based CMTS and you can share, right? And you can decide how fast you want to go. And some people might move faster, some people might move slower. There's no right answer to it. But it's about being able to build scalability at your pace and being able to mix and match. And so we're a lot focused on that, as well as open ecosystems. So it is a fun time, you must admit.
It is. It's a definite fun time. All right, one last thing, because again, we're at a consumer show, but we talk about service providers, and that's kind of our bread and butter. So why do service providers need to be at this show, and what should they be thinking about while they're here, and what does Cisco want to tell the service providers as they come to CES?
Well, I think that the service providers, it is a big event for service providers. So we'll start with video. CES has always been a big video show where the newest television screen comes out and newest connected devices and mobile devices. So being able to, what's happening in that next video ecosystem and things moving to the cloud, very important to service providers. But I think you look at everything for self-driving cars, everything for IoT, what network is all of that going to flow through? It's theirs, right? And so as we talk about 5G and fog computing and what has to move close and what can be far away and latency and how's it going to work, I mean, we all have to be here. CES is the place to be.
I agree. Well, and I know it's been a tough few years in terms of transformation for service providers as they look to evolve their networks to the next space. But at the same time, there is so much opportunity because there is never going to be a lack of demand, and
Exactly.
it's just going to continue to scale and to escalate.
They continue to have relevance, and it's only growing. So, but the networks are changing, things are moving, the traffic's moving to the edge. We need the low latency system, so it's also time to really innovate. So it's relevant, and I think super fun.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us. Have a good rest of your show.
Thanks. Always great to see you.